those of you who aren't from Southwest Georgia can get an idea of how remote this place is, how remote Lumpkin, Georgia is, and how rural it is, and how cut off someone could be who's locked up in a prison this far away from other parts of the country, even this far away from Atlanta. And that's one of the real issues here is that we have 1,200 to 1,500 people. This place is built to hold over 1,500 people who are isolated all the more from the help and love and care they may need. Their families are far away. Their lawyers, if they have lawyers, are far away, and it's virtually impossible to have any kind of regular contact with folks who are here for however short or long period of time they might be locked up here. So we're the Prison and Jail Project, which monitors all sorts of prisons and jails in Southwest Georgia, is particularly concerned about this place because of its isolation and because of the fact that folks who are locked up here are cut off so drastically from the outside world. So that's why we're here, is to one to be in solidarity with one another and with the folks behind these walls, but also to begin what we hope at the Prison and Jail Project will be a process where we can begin to come together. The organizations we're here representing in Georgia and from other parts of the country, they may begin to have some real good dialogue to create ways that we can open up these gates to folks who need assistance, whether it's legal assistance, whether it's help with their families getting to and from a place like this, translating for those folks, introducing them to Southwest Georgia so they don't get ripped off when they come down here looking for places to stay or eat. So we hope that this can be a starting point for that kind of dialogue.
I was not aware of this situation, but I am now. And what I enjoy about the work that I do more than anything else is that when we make up our mind as a single lawyer, single individual, that we're going to deal with the situation, then it's in our power to do that. And so I hope that it's some comfort to you to know that we'll be opening a file on Monday morning on this jail, and that we'll conduct an investigation on this jail. And John and I will get together. If litigation is what's necessary, Judge Land at the Federal District Court there knows me. He knows that I have brought issues to him before, and it looked like we need to take this issue to Judge Land immediately also. So John, you and I will get together, and we'll go ahead and look into the conditions that's pending at this particular site also. What you do here, even though it's a small number, the intent was to send the message out that there's a problem here. And I'm on the Trial Lawyers Immigration Association board. We stand 10,000 lawyers strong around this nation to deal with immigration issues. And so I'll report to them that I was here with you guys on today and that we need some help down here in terms of dealing with this particular problem. Okay? So I hope it comforts you to know that we will be focusing on this and we will be dealing with this situation. Okay? And I'll let them know today when I go in that you were out here, yes, and that you're concerned about them. And I'm going to tell them to hold on because help is coming.
It's on the way.
That before you leave here, I think at some moment you need to let it sink in that there are literally 1,200 people behind this fence and wall of fear and shame. We need to remember that there are fathers, that there are grandfathers, that there are people who have mental health issues, who have physical health concerns, that there are real people whose very families, both here in the United States and in Latin America, are literally suffering emotionally and economically because we say, come in through our deserts, through our dangerous places, we won't have this much security there, but we'll put up these symbolic raids to instill within the undocumented community a high level of fear so that they'll stay in the margins and in the shadows. And so let's just remember that there are Jesuses, that there are Joses, Ricardos, Gustavos, Guillermos, Carlos inside this, what the CCA director said, it's not a prison, it's a detention center. It is neither. It is a tool of manipulation and fear. These are not detainees, these are not prisoners, these are human beings, some of the poorest in our hemisphere.
My trip to the Stewart County Detention Center left me with a number of questions. I hope you'll have questions too, and I hope you'll try to find out the answers.
In terms of the people who are in there, the names of the people and the ages of the people, does the public have a right to have that information? I just don't understand the level of secrecy and why we don't know who's in there. What's the age range of the people in there? I know all the women have been moved to another facility.
The women
How about
have been moved
the children?
to North Alabama, to Etowah County, which has its own issues, and that's a county jail that DHS buys beds from. I don't know at the age. I mean, any factual information we would welcome. We know that minors migrate to the United States alone. I don't know what they do with minors who are raided, who don't have family members here. There was a 15-year-old just in Columbus who was killed without his family being here, as they are victimized and targets of individuals who they can't trust the institutional systems. They don't have access to the financial institutions, and so many times they are victims of violent crimes.
Let's work together and do something.
You got a place at the welcome table. You got a place at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. You got a place at the welcome table. Place at the welcome table one of these days. We'll sit together. We'll sit together at the welcome table. We'll sit together at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. We'll sit together at the welcome table. Sit at the welcome table one of these days.